guys, welcome to another lesson. We're already at lesson number 6 of the 10 basic lessons brought to you by TheGuitarLesson.com. I'm Tom Fontana, and today we'll be learning finger picking. So just put your plectrum aside for now. You won't be needing it in this lesson at all. We'll just be using our bare fingers to pluck the strings. Okay, and we're going to learn finger picking by playing arpeggiated chords, which means that we'll be holding down chords that you already know, that we've already learned back in lesson number 2, and plucking the chords individual notes instead of strumming it as in the previous lessons. And you'll see that you can produce amazing music through finger picking chords. You just have to get your fingers used to the plucking patterns, used to plucking the individual strings. So let's just get started with that. We're going to concentrate on your picking hand now. And first off, I want you to place your thumb onto the low E string, your index finger onto the G string, your middle finger onto string B, and your ring finger onto the high E string. Now use your thumb to plug the low E string, now your index finger on string G, your middle finger string B, and your ring finger string E. Then go back, plug B with your middle finger, and string G with your index finger. And now join it up. And just make sure each finger is only hitting the strings it's supposed to be hitting, okay? Okay, so I just want you to practice that for now and make sure you're doing it correctly so your fingers aren't wandering off onto the other strings. And just practice it and watch your fingers, get used to the movement. And while you're practicing this, and before we move on to the arpeggiated chords, I just want you to tell you the basic rules of finger picking. The first one is that your thumb will usually be picking the low bass string on top, okay? And if you're arpeggiating a chord, it will usually be picking the lowest string in that given chord. The second rule is that your index and middle and ring fingers will usually be picking the treble strings, so strings G, B, and D respectively. And the third rule is that unless you get very proficient, your pinky won't be doing anything. It'll just be along for the ride, staying out of the way of the other fingers actually, or just providing an anchor, a point of balance on, let's say, your pickup or the high E string or wherever it's not in the way. Good. So I hope you got somewhat used to the finger picking, the open strings, and now I'm going to ask you to hold down an A major chord, and you won't be picking the E string with your thumb, since the bass note of A minor is the A string. And if you change to D, your thumb will move down to the D string. So you can arpeggiate any chord like this. You get a really nice mellow sounding arpeggio by picking each string in order. For example, the House of the Rising Sun uses the same finger picking pattern on chords that you already know from the previous lessons. Okay, so that was just an encouragement to show you that what you can achieve with finger picking. We don't have enough time to learn all that right now, but there's a separate lesson on the website on TheGuitarLesson.com teaching you how to play The House of the Rising Sun. Just check it out if you feel like it. It's loads of fun and it's a great song for beginners. And now I want to introduce you to another picking pattern. This one is called the Travis style finger picking, named after Merle Travis, who made this style of finger picking famous back in the 1940s, 1950s. And I'll just show you quickly on a D major chord, okay? So this style of finger picking is also called alternate thumb picking, simply because your thumb alternates between two different strings, as you saw. And this can be used on any chord. I'll teach you using the D major, but I want you to experiment with it after the lesson on other chords as well. So hold down the D major and plug the D string with your thumb, then the high E string with your middle finger, and then move your thumb down to string G, and finish with your index finger on B. And just repeat it for now. So this one takes a bit more getting used to than the first picking pattern we learned, since your thumb has to alternate between two strings, and you're not picking the strings in their natural order, but you're moving it. Sorry, I almost dropped my guitar. You're moving in between them. So it'll take some time to get used to it, but don't get frustrated. If you mess up, just try it again, and it'll work out the next time or the time after that. Just don't get frustrated. Keep on practicing it, okay? Now, I want to give you some more encouragement by playing a Spanish-sounding finger-picking pattern. This one in particular is not arpeggiating chords, but it's just a great little song. Just listen to it. Okay, so that was actually a short section of a song you can learn on TheGuitarLesson.com. And that was just another of the tons of patterns that already exist, not to mention the ones you'll be making up soon. But for now, just stick to practicing the normal finger picking pattern we learned at the beginning of the lesson. And once you get the movement programmed into your fingers, into your hand, try changing from one chord to another. And keep in mind that your thumb always has to pluck the bass note of the particular chord like I showed you. So I'll let you practice all this on your own now, but I want to give you a few pointers before I sign off. First, as you can see, these finger picking patterns rely on repetition, so repeated finger movement. The key to learning them is repetition. Just repeat the pattern over and over and over until your fingers almost move by themselves without you even having to pay attention, okay? That's the first. My second advice to you would be that you should practice these patterns slowly at first and build speed only when your fingers are plucking the strings that they should be plucking. So do increase your speed, but only gradually at your own pace. You know, it's much more important to learn these techniques correctly. You'll find that speed will come with time anyway, so you don't need to force it, okay? And you know, also keep in mind that all this has to be fun and cause you personal pleasure and satisfaction. And I know this is cheesy a bit, but really, if you get frustrated, then it's better to take a break and resume later on when your fingers have had some rest and you're full of energy again, okay? Good. So we reached the end of another lesson. I hope you had fun and learned a couple of valuable things. Just keep on practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson where we'll be learning the different types of bar chords. It'll mean a huge step forward in your advance as a guitar player, since bar chords, they're used in tons and tons of great songs. So you can go ahead and download it from TheGuitarLesson.com. I'll see you then. That will be lesson number 7, I think. Wow, time really flies. Almost at lesson number 10. So, okay, just keep on practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.